What is the stupidest thing that ever came out of your mouth? When the cashier said, "Have a nice day," and I replied with, "No, thanks." Background. I wasn't thinking straight that day, and thought they said, "Do you want a bag?" Her. The twins are 3 years old. Me. Both of them? In my head I was wondering what 1 pound of water would look like in terms of volume. What I said out loud however was, "How much does a pound of water weigh?" In my freshman year of college I was dorming next door to a couple cute girls. About a week into the first semester one girl walked from the co-ed showers to her dorm room and her towel still wet. We were both unlocking our doors to get in our rooms when she looks at me and says, "I know I look stunning," sarcastically. To which I replied, "Don't flatter yourself." I had to slid a note under her door explaining I was tongue-tied as she was beautiful and I meant to say, "Don't be hard on yourself, you look great." Or something to that nature. We became good friends. Watching the documentary, The Last Dance, when a Kobe interview pops up. Me. Wow, they must have filmed this before Kobe died. My wife. Yeah, obviously. A couple of months ago, I got up and drove to work as usual. Later, my girlfriend texted me from home to ask me if she had left her sunglasses in my car. I told her I wasn't sure, but she could grab my spare key and go check. In my car. Which I had driven to work. I was about 4 months into my current job, feeling confident being fresh off the contract to hire period, now moved into a coveted full-time role. While walking back to my office from the morning Kanban I was stopped by my boss, head peeking out of the office. Boss. Hey the mediator, do you have a sec? Me. For you, I've got lots of sex. Boss. Wide eyes, mouth dropped. If you're curious why this was incredibly stupid, embarrassing, try saying the phrase, "lots of sex," out loud. Preferably, not to your boss though. Girl I was interested in gave me her number out of the blue. I asked, "Why? I don't understand why people place bets on who wins. Why not just place bets on who loses?" Yeah, took me a minute to register what I said. Edit. I honestly didn't expect this to blow up. The bet was just a simple football, soccer bet for who would win the match. One team was favorite so the odds weren't great and that's when I said what I said. By picking a winner, I am picking a loser too. I hope that helps clear up any confusion. Me chatting with a stunningly cute girl I met at a university party 20 years ago. Her. I have hemophilia. Me. Oh cool, so do you know on some level that you're not really sick? Her. That's hypochondria. Me. Oh, yeah. That's right. Okay bye. Quickly leaves the party in quiet shame. Me when I was 10-something years old. Mom, did you take showers without water in your time? Edit. Thanks for the upvotes. I was wondering why they had shut the gate at my kids' school and I looked around and saw heaps of crows and I said to another parent, "Probably shut the gates that keep the crows out." Flushed woman facepalming woman facepalming woman facepalming. As soon as it left my mouth I remembered they can fly. The other parent lost it laughing and I wanted the floor to swallow me up. Chatting to a homeless guy on the street and he told me he was feeling unwell. I told him he should be at home, resting. It's been 20 years and the memory of it still brings me out in a cold sweat. Once a friend was taking a graphic design class. They asked me for my opinion on a project they was doing. They had to redesign road signs. They asked me if they should have a handpaper on the sign or the words, "Stop." I said, "You should have the word stop because blind people can't see the hand." They then looked at me and asked, "You know blind people won't be able to read stop either?" I thought blind people could somehow read letters like a normal person, but couldn't see anything else. Asked my friend how his mom was doing at his mom's funeral. I said okay, after a girl was breaking up with me, not realizing what happened. Probably the time I was on my honeymoon in Hawaii when I asked my new husband why there wasn't a bridge to Hawaii. Me. I mean, if there can be a bridge to Alaska, why can't there be a bridge to Hawaii? Husband. There's not a bridge to Alaska though? Me. Then how do people drive there? Husband. Canada. Canada is the bridge. Still just about die of embarrassment every time I think about that one. Many years ago I texted my cousin. I can't find my phone anywhere, the same phone I was texting him on. Fuck, what is my name again? Asking a lady when the baby was due when she wasn't pregnant. Never ever did that again. Edit. Lol figures. My most upvoted comment is for something really stupid I did. Thanks folks. In the United States, what should you never do? Don't try to cheat the IRS. They will fuck your life into oblivion. Don't try to bribe cops when you get pulled over. I had some Argentinian friends immediately pull out their wallets and start pooling their cash when they got pulled over once. Fortunately someone in the car noticed and told them to put it away immediately. Get into a fistfight. In some places that isn't a big deal. Here it has significant legal issues. And the other guy might be carrying and you could get shot. Just walk away. Don't misunderstand the massive scale of the country. You will not be able to visit Vegas, Disney World, and the Statue of Liberty in a single one-week trip without taking several planes. The 48 contiguous United States is nearly twice the size of the EU, by area. It is fucking massive and a lot of shit is really far apart. In some states, you can drive for 8+ hours and not leave the state. Like, we have states the size of some other countries. Get out of your car and approach the cop when being stopped by a cop unless told to. Edit. Just added the missing second P in approach. Make the assumption that you know the law. Our local laws change drastically from state to state. If you buy weed for example, it may be illegal to drive 10 miles west into another state. Do not argue, fight, run away from law enforcement. Shut up, stay put, and talk to your lawyer. You ain't arguing your way out of that situation. Sylvester Stallone. Usually you should never openly drink alcohol in a public space such as the right-of-way, a park, etc. It's illegal here and getting arrested will really harsh your buzz. Not that people don't get around this by using water jugs or other opaque containers, but it might be an unpleasant surprise if you're used to more liberal drinking laws. When someone asks you, "Hey, how are you doing?" you shouldn't take that question literal unless you are close to that person. I found that people ask it out of politeness and not because they want you to tell them your sob story or that your day sucked. I thought this was an obvious one, but my German exchange student would very casually walk on, through people's properties, even going so far as to walk up to their houses in the middle of the night. This is a huge no-no unless you need help. Just casually walking around on people's properties would make them think you are looking to rob the place. Assume personal space distance is the same as your country. Depends on where you come from, but Americans are stereotyped as being used to more personal space than some countries. A Russian foreign exchange student was kinda weirded out by how far people stand apart at bus stops, etc., and was a little hurt after people scooched away from him on the bus, in class, etc. because, hey, we are all friends here so let's be breathing the same air. Walk up to a cop car when they pull you over. Answer the police without a lawyer. Don't go to Oklahoma, it's boring. Unless you are actively dying, do not ride in an ambulance. It will cost you significant much money. If you need to get to the hospital it's better to take a bus, taxi, Uber. Be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. Get so sick or injured that you have to ride in an ambulance. They charge you $1,000 for a ride. Walk around naked. Never join a shady group. It'll only get worse. Put your hands in your pockets in the presence of a cop.